I'm Tanner Love, and I read The House on Mango Street. It was about a little girl in a year time span. She learned many things about herself in that time span, though. She learned that language is a big part of becoming her own self. She found her sexuality, and she found that she was maturing into a woman at a young age throughout the story. She gets her first crush. She grows her hips out, and she eventually gets sexually assaulted. The House on Mango Street takes place in the 1980s. It's about a 12-year-old girl named Esperanza, and she had just moved into a new town with new people to meet and a different culture from what she is used to. Um, the new house was located in downtown Chicago and basically gave Esperanza no privacy, and so she um, wanted to basically start her life over by making her own money, making her own decisions, like many foreigners that have traveled cross country to become in the United States, and basically start their over from scratch or be self-made. Um, as Esperanza makes friends, they bring her into the world of sexuality. Um, all her new friends make all her new friends like boys, and makes Esperanza dream more and more about them, to the point where she is sexually turned on by good-looking boys. Um, with this new feeling she gets, she becomes more in touch with becoming a woman, and so she views these women more and more, more and more often as she walks around the town. Um, this is basically very similar to the culture that we are in today, and back in the 80s, where many young girls would take uh, would take their like would take their um, friends and do what their friends do, and majority of them try to act older than what they are. They're 15, 16 years old, but try to get into clubs, try to get into bars because they think they're older than what they actually are, um, which is a big correlation for girls today and girls back in the 80s. Um, this book had many uh, reflections on how society is in the world at that time. For example, Esperanza was sexually assaulted by a group of boys because she was putting herself out there. By putting herself out there, she was wearing skin tight clothes, high heels, and it really expresses that sexual assault happens a lot in underdeveloped areas like she was living in, such as downtown Chicago. Um, and also another example is that she would follow the footsteps of her friends, thinking it was the cool or right way to do something, just like being 16 and trying to act 18. Um, Thought it was the right way to do something, but it really wasn't. And the culture of today's society also follows um, the exact step, where children today do whatever they feel like until adults step in. For example, my little brother uh, kind of follows under that line. So, um, and especially in poor communities where children's parents aren't there because um, their parents have their problems of their own. So um, the work that I read really would match up with the time frame it was written in. 1980s seemed like the correct time frame for where how people act the same, they talk the same, and um, people from the 80s if they read this book, then they would feel like they're reading something that actually happened. Some happened within that year or that time frame of the 80s. Whereas people now would see similarities, but also feel like it's partially like a story passed down from family or friends, um, with the different culture, the small cultural changes that we've had in the past 30 years. Um, for now, um, like people like me, uh, there's still some similarities, but there was a little bit of differences from where I've grown up to where Esperanza has grown up. Um, so that is my presentation, and thank you.